What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be doing the Dovpo GX-200. Let's have a quick vape and get into it. Alright, anyone who hasn't tried a Lancia, highly recommend it. This is my favorite RDA by far. We aren't talking about that today. I'll do another review on that, but flavor on this is incredible. If you've tried a Magma, you think the flavor is good on that, this beats it. You aren't going to win any cloud competitions, but does produce a decent amount of vapor, and the flavor's awesome. But we got the Dovpo. Let's go over the box quick first, get that out of the way. Everyone loves a good unboxing. Won't really do an unboxing, but here's the box it comes in. The Dovpo's normally in it. GX-200. Some of my stuff comes in plain cardboard little boxes, so this looks a little fancier. Comes with a micro USB cord, because it does have a charger, screwdriver, and an extra 510 screw, certificate, hooray, and instructions. If you can't press a button, I guess it'll teach you how to do that. Not much to this device. Now we'll talk about the pin right off the bat. Here's the screw for it. The head on it, it may not look that thick to you, but it makes a huge difference being that thick, because the 510 pin sits up really high to begin with. So with that little bit of thickness, it makes a big difference. I replaced it with a copper screw. You can see how much thinner that one is. I got it off of I had a Kevlar heatsink that I got off Fast Tech for $3 or $4. Took one of the screws out and it fit in perfectly. With the original screws, even with something like the Lancia here that's got a short connector, everything's going to sit up about 1 or 2 millimeters. So I want everyone to know that ahead of time. The original screw, there's going to be a gap in between the device and whatever you're putting on top of it, with all of them. The Magma was the worst. It was brutal. I put that on. It was sitting up like about that high, so there's a huge gap in between it. But when I replaced the pin with the copper pin that I had in there, everything sits perfect. I can put my Goblin on there, the Lancia. The Magma's the only one that still sits up a little bit, a couple millimeters, but it's not a huge deal. For $32, I thought this was a great device. Now they're $26, which is even better. For a parallel box, unregulated, $26. Voltmeter, charger, you really can't go wrong at that price. This is a work beater for me. I needed the batteries to last longer while I was at work. When I'm using my RDAs at 0.25 ohms, a single battery is going to drain before I'm done work. So with instead of carrying an extra battery, I got a parallel box, and it lasts me the whole day. The device overall isn't very big. I'll compare it to, let's say, there's a DNA 30 Hana. So, I mean, it's slightly taller. There's not a huge amount of difference. It's a fairly small device. Fits in my pocket really well. If I ever get into skinny jeans, which I know I won't, you probably might be a little too big for that. There it is beside like a Stingray X. So, I mean, it's a decent size. It's not big. It's not tiny either. It's got 2 batteries. For the size of 2 batteries, it's good size. So, voltmeter. Press the fire button. Tells you what your batteries are at. It doesn't have pass-through, so when you're charging it, I'll plug it in. Micro USB. Has a CH for charging. That way, CH, hold it the right way up. When it's charging, it has a CH. When the CH disappears, the screen goes blank, you know your batteries are charged. If you want to see where your battery voltage is while it's charging, you gotta unplug it. Unplug it, press the fire button, you see where it's at. The charger is fairly slow. It takes several hours to charge them up. An external charger would do it a lot faster. You can always pop off the door, take out the batteries, toss it in. It's really easy to do. But I use it as a work beater, so when I get home from work, I toss it on the charger and then use my other devices while I'm at home. So I just forget about it. When it's charged, I set it off to the side for the morning. This device doesn't fire below 0.2 ohms. A lot of people get parallel boxes to have lower builds, and if that's what want a parallel box for, this is not the parallel box for you. I normally vape my RDAs around 0.25 to 0.3 ohms, so for me the box works perfect. My tanks, like my Orchids, I'll run at 0.5. My Goblin right now I have 0.3, 0.35 I think. I just got the Goblin. I was a little late getting that one, but I'm going to do a review on that too. But right now it works perfect on here at 0.3, 0.35. Yeah, you can't turn it off. Some devices, you can press it 3 or 5 times fast and it'll put the device into lock mode. This one you can't. It's always on. If you set it in your pocket, it's on. The button you got to press fairly hard to get it to fire. Oh, look at that. See, I'm pressing it, didn't fire. Press it again, it does fire. That's one of the problems I've been having. When I got it, it fired every single time. It's been in my pocket getting beat up at work. I'm always moving around, always working, so this thing gets beat up quite a bit. So I don't know if it's been banged around too much, but sometimes it will misfire. Press it once, won't fire. Press it again, then it does fire. Always on the second press. If I have to, it'll fire. But sometimes it fires right away, but it has been misfiring the past week. Button rattles. Doesn't do it in my pocket. Well, I don't notice it in my pocket, you can't hear it, but it does rattle if you shake it. It has reverse battery protection, so if you put the batteries in wrong, it's not going to fire, so it will protect the device that way. It also has short circuit protection, so if you have a short in your coil, it won't fire, so you won't vent your batteries and you'll protect your device. And if you hold the fire button down, it will stop firing after 15 seconds. So it's got a couple safety features, which is nice. So if some people who are worried about unregulated devices and shorting out their batteries and this and that, this has some protection for you. It's not like a tube mod. I love my tube mods as well, unregulated. There's no protection in this. If you have a short in your coil, you can vent your battery fairly easily. There's no protection. It's just a tube. That's all it is. So at least with this, you can have an unregulated device, but have a bit of protection as well. So other than the misfire and the pin, I really like this device. It's for work. The finish has held up really well. Like, there's nothing scratched off of this, and this thing gets beat up in my pocket all the time. I haven't put change or keys in the same pocket with it, so maybe it would get scratched, but after a month, the thing still looks perfect. The only issue I'm having right now is with the button, which it doesn't misfire all the time, just sometimes. But overall, I would recommend this device for 26 bucks. It's really cheap. You're not going to get anything for 26 bucks that has voltmeter and charger on it in parallel box. It hits well, hits really well. Now, I'm going to give one shout out to, it's nothing to do with this, but Maple Leaf Vapes. Good stuff. I got this Smurf Tears. It's kind of like a melony vape. But one thing I want to mention about this company, you can get them single shot, double shot, or triple shot. And the cool thing about this is 120 mil. I turn this into 360 mil. Because on a dripper, with the flavor I get, I can dilute this down to single shot. So I get the triple shot, it's only a couple bucks more, which is cheap as hell. I'll put 10 mil into a 30 mil bottle, and then fill the rest just with plain VG. So this is 4, I normally vape between 1 and 3 milligrams. This is 4 milligrams, so I'm watering that down to about 1.3 milligrams, which is perfectly fine for me. You can get higher milligrams as well, but this is what I got. So that's an awesome option they have. They got lots of flavors. So if you're up here in Canada, check out Maple Leaf Vapes. Great company, great options. You can make that juice last quite a while. So, if you want to see more videos, I'm going to be doing more videos. I'm hoping to get the IPv4 when it comes out in the next week or so. I'm hoping it comes out. Keeps getting delayed, but I'm going to pick one of those up, do a review on that. I've got the Goblin I just picked up. I know I'm a little late getting the Goblin, but I just got it yesterday. So I'm going to be doing a review on that one. I've got a Silver Play, and I'm going to be doing the Lancey as well. I think I've got a couple more in the works, but for now, those are on the top of my list. And if you want to see videos, yeah, subscribe, like if you want, dislike if you want, leave comments. If you have any questions, I try to get to your questions as much as possible. If I don't get to them right away, I'm sorry. I'll get to them within a day or so. And I'll see you soon.